Well, I'm going to get started, and I want to really hone in and kind of teach you guys this blueprint, because like George said, and when it comes to a financial foundation, that's truly critical, not only for our personal lives and our personal finance, but it's even more critical with business. Because what happens a lot with entrepreneurs and business owners, and I completely understand because I've been there personally, you're out there pursuing opportunities. You're wanting to create more income. You're trying to find what's the next thing. Hey, I'm looking for this opportunity here. I'm trying to get this property. I'm working with this partner here. I'm trying to network more. And the one area that typically gets looked at last or not at all is business credit, financing opportunities, understanding how to leverage cash flow strategically for growth. And the reality is that's one of the first things that we should be looking at, because the more clarity that we have around that, the easier it is to plan and understand how to strategically take advantage of these opportunities, what it means for my business, and ultimately what it means where I'm going when it comes to that quality of life that I'm talking about. And so right now I'm gonna, we got leverage for profit. Can you guys see this okay, my whiteboard?
Yeah.
We good? Okay, awesome. So I like to call this the happy money journey, right? Because we want to be happy, right? We want to spend time with our family. We're doing this to have more opportunity. And so this is where we're at right here, right? Now, here in our starting point, a lot of times we're excited, we're hustling. Sometimes we get frustrated. We might be confused, might be anxious. We're out here, we're entrepreneur, right? We're looking, we're seeking, we're working hard. But ultimately, what we're looking to get to is right over here. This is the happy money journey, right? We've gotten to our exit plan, so to speak, right? We're making money. We have more time. Our business is working for us. I mean, I can't explain, time and time again, I've heard a lot of times when people enter into entrepreneurship, what are they looking for? Well, they are looking for more money, right? But a lot of times they're looking for flexibility. I want more flexibility so I can spend time with my family. I want to be able to go to my kids' soccer games. I want to do these things while also making money. But it's not uncommon that what happens with a lot of people is they end up, those things don't become available to them. They're working round the clock trying to make this whole thing go. And so, as George says, there's a better way. And it really starts with the financial foundation of your business.
Did we lose him, or is that me? Okay.
Can you guys hear me okay?
I don't know if I think that might have been me.
Yep.
Okay, good.
Can hear you and see you just fine.
Okay, perfect. So we got 5 steps, all right? We're going to go backwards here. Now, step 1, actually, we're going to go over here. We're going to maximize earnings. That's going to be the final step that we want to get to, okay? We're also going to learn to leverage and understand cash flow. To get to that point, we have to get in a position to obtain financing, okay? Here, we need to learn how to access capital and build credit. But in the very beginning, starts with your business profile. So this is the 5 steps. This is critical. This is the blueprint. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and explain to you what this all means and why we need to do it in this order. Because a lot of times people skip these steps, especially in real estate investment. I work a lot with real estate investors, and typically what they're looking to do is an opportunity arises and they try to immediately go to finance or capital. I need capital. I need to try to get this. I need proof of funds. There's an opportunity for property here. How do I get it? They're skipping our initial steps so we can actually acquire financing strategically. And not only acquire the financing, we want to do it in a way where you're getting better terms, higher amounts, and you're getting the perks. So you don't get put in a position of obtaining lending that's more high risk lending, okay? Because when it's considered high risk, you pay more, right? That's how lending works. They make decisions to mitigate their risk as a lender. So business profile. Now what that means, it's obviously it's the starting of your business. It's how you're set up. That's a part of it. LLC, S Corp, whatever it is, that's your first step. But it's much more than that. When it comes to a business profile, we have to understand how to build its foundation. So it's more than just the filing of your entity. Now, to give you an example, under business profile, there are literally over 20 lender compliance conditions that lenders look for. Over 20 different pieces under your business foundation alone in order to be eligible for business financing. This is one area that most people have no idea about. So what ends up happening is they might go into a bank, they're looking to leverage capital, they want to apply for a loan. Over 90% of all business loan applications are denied. Did you guys know that figure? Isn't that crazy? Over 90% are denied for business financing. And the reason being is they do not have their business profile set up correctly to even be eligible or to be bankable or to be lendable under their business name. So that's why this has to be step number one. A big part of that too is understanding on your business profile. So just like with your personal credit, who here has heard about Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian? You guys heard of those names? There we go, Frank, everyone, exactly. Those are credit bureaus, right? They're constantly taking in data on us and they sell it for a fee. So like when you go and apply for a mortgage, let's say, and that loan officer pulls your credit, that costs money. It typically right now costs about $30 to pull a tri-merge report, maybe a little bit more, 3-bureau report. The reason being is that the bureaus are in the data business. They make money off our info. And lenders utilize that info to make lending decisions. Well, there's also business credit bureaus. So I would definitely write this one down as well, because these are important names. Number one is Dun & Bradstreet, okay? Number two is Experian Business. And number three is Equifax Business. So just like in the world of personal, the three bigs are Experian, Equifax, TransUnion. The big three in business are Dun & Bradstreet, Experian Business, and Equifax Business. So what does that mean? What it means is we actually have to create a business profile with all three so you're on their radar. Because unlike personal, where information is constantly sent to them and it automatically gets tied to your social, in the world of business, that doesn't happen automatically every time. They don't always just create a profile for you in your business. In fact, it's actually not uncommon that if there was something reported, it's not uncommon for you to have multiple different profiles under the same business as well. So that's why it's so important that we hone in on these three to have a proper business profile foundation, okay? We have to make sure the information is accurate. It's most up to date with where you're at now at your business. And what that means is it could be your office address or home address to make sure it's updated to where you're currently at and it's not outdated. We need to make sure you're under the correct category, and we have to make sure it's current and it's active, okay? And then from there, we're gonna work on the 20+ lender compliance items. Now, to give you an example of that, before we get on to the next one, when it comes to business credit and acquiring capital, this seems like a lot, but once you understand what these are, anyone can achieve these 20+ lender compliance items. Anyone. I do this every single day with our clients. To give you a few examples, a compliance item would be, do you have a business checking tied to your federal EIN? That's one of them. So if you don't have that now, you want to make sure you have a business checking account tied to your federal EIN. That's one of the items. And they have other ones, like are you in what's called the 411 directory? Is your business showing up? These are simple things that we can do that we work up to achieve this, okay? So now we have that solid business profile foundation. Now here, we're going to work on acquiring capital. But this is different than financing. This is going to be specific to business credit. So what does that mean? Well, one of those are business credit cards. Who here has any business credit cards? Do you guys have anything set up yet? We got Frank, I see. Anybody else? Okay, good. We got a few. Okay, perfect. Now, here's the thing to know about business credit cards. And Frank, I'd love to connect with you because this is important. Not all, like, think about it like this. When you guys walk in a bank They're always promoting business cards, business accounts. Hey, we help business owners, right? Small business. Here's something to understand. Not all business credit cards even report to the big three. So what happens is if we don't know that, we feel like we're building business credit here, but it may not even be reporting, and therefore it's not helping us. So we have to verify, is anything reporting? And then from there, we need to build up your business credit profile now with accounts that actually report. Look at that. Yep, I see that. Exactly. There's certain ones. In fact, Amex does have some, but you have to, they have so many different options. Only one of them reports to the bureaus. So this is very important to understand. And so what we have to do here, here's the magic number that we're going to work towards, okay? We want 4 to 6 trade lines. So you definitely want to write this one down. Under this one in this blueprint, we want to obtain 4 to 6 trade lines on your business name that report to the big three, okay? And the reason being is we want to hit what's called 80 plus Paydex. Has anyone heard about the Paydex score before? Does that sound? Frank's on it. I like you, Frank. Frank is awesome. So Frank, he's getting this stuff going. I love it. So think of Paydex as FICO, right? So when you go apply for a mortgage personally, they use FICO, right? Your FICO scores. In the world of business, it's all about Paydex. And here's the magic number that we want to hit, 80 plus. And the reason being is that when we achieve 80 plus in our profile strength, we begin to open up financing opportunities. All right. So now we're at step 3, financing. Okay. And it's important that we go in this order, because once again, if we don't, we're severely handicapping ourselves. And if we jump to financing too early, we're gonna start getting higher risk type lending or be denied completely, where it doesn't make sense. Okay. So step 3, we're looking at financing. Now financing would be term loans or line of credit, okay? Or we could have what's called revenue-based lending. That's why cash flow is going to be important that we're about to talk about, okay? Now, here's something to understand, and one reason why I love being in this industry so much. Obviously, what I do is a direct conduit to bettering, your quality of life and your journey, empowering you in your business growth. But one thing I love, because I geek out on this, is in the world of business credit, once you establish it, once you have it and you obtain it, the ease of access is better. Meaning, it is easier to acquire additional lending when you have this built out. Literally, when other lenders start to see that you have these accounts reporting, you now become more desirable to them. And they're like, hey, I'll hook you up. Yeah, you got a 75 line of credit. We'll do 150. It's almost like a bidding war at that point. And that's exactly where we want to be at. Okay. And also, as we have that ease of access, terms continue to improve. The amounts continue to increase. The perks continue to improve. The tax mitigation component improves. There's so much that happens here. Okay. Here's another benefit as we're doing this. Your accounting improves because we've created separation from your personal to your business. So I'm sure a lot of you have already gone through already when it comes like tax filing and things like that and accounting, where you're trying to look at, hey, was this personal, was business, and creating all that separation at work. Well, as we do this here, we're already creating that separation. So we're making your life easier as well. Now, cash flow. I'm going to spend time on this one, okay? This is critical. I think this is one of the areas outside of most business owners not building business credit, which is a lot of them. Cash flow analysis is also overlooked far too often. And here's why. Most of the time we rely on accounting. We might hire a third-party accounting firm to help us with our accounting and our tax filing. We kind of rely on them for those numbers, profit and loss statements, things like that. But no one rarely sits down and does a true analysis of cash flow, what it means in our trajectory and where we're going, and how to leverage that strategically for more growth and understanding the ROI. Okay, this is so important. So this is a big part in what we do is we analyze that to make sure we're on the right path. So you have sustainability, you have financial stability, and you're continuing to go in the right direction. We got to know where our money's at and where it's going at all times and how's it working for us. Okay. Another reason why this is important is something called bank rating. Has anyone heard of bank rating before by any chance? We got George. Okay, so here's the thing. As we're building up our business, we're acquiring capital, we're out there, we're getting more properties, we're creating cash flow, we're living it. We also want to improve what's called bank rating. And what that means is as we start to acquire and create relationships with more, I would say, traditional lending institutions, where you can walk in a bank and get a loan, so to speak, now at this point, what happens is one of the factors that they look at is something called bank rating. And what that means is they actually do an analysis of your cash flow as well as your average daily balance in your checking, your business checking. So here's something that we're going to work towards. We're going to work towards, kind of run out of space here. I'll just do something like this. We're going to work towards having 10,000 plus as a daily average balance for us. Okay. When you hit 10,000 plus as a daily average balance over 90 days, we hit a low 5 rating. Okay. That's important. That's super important because now we have this, we have the credit, we have the profile. Now the doors open up even better where we have traditional financing access. And we can start to create relationships with these lending institutions. And it's very important because now at this point, as you're growing, in fact, I spoke with Sam about this earlier. As you're growing, this is where you'll be able, let's say this is, 9 to 12 months out at this point. You'll be able to consistently be able to leverage that relationship much easier and not necessarily have to continue to go out there and seek. So for us, we rock this all out between 6 to 12 months for our clients. The bulk of it's like the first 6 months, we do all this, okay? So after, my goal for all of my clients is when you guys are fully there, you already have all the relationships established, let's say a year plus there, and it becomes very easy to be able to access what you need. And you're at the point now where you understand your cash flow, you understand your financing, you got the credit there, and now we're going to maximize earnings. That's the biggest piece. That's the quality of life component because we've built the machine.